What is going on, everybody? It is Alex coming back at you with another video. And today we are going to be judging TDN's mock draft that they dropped on Monday. Didn't get a chance to because PFF dropped one. And I wanted to get you guys that good content. So if you guys do like these videos, if you guys do like mock drafts, welcome to your place. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell because I post almost every single day. And we very well might have 8 videos coming up on Sunday. That is unofficial. Don't quote me on it. We have at least 4 coming. So we'll see about that. Should be fun. And of course, if you guys like your team, 1 might be coming out Sunday, hint, hint. And also 2, drop it down in the comment section below so I make sure it gets done before the season is officially over. Let's kick into this. Let's have some fun here. Starting off with the number 1 pick, you got Aidan Hutchinson. Still fine with it. Again, if you guys want to, I have a mock draft that's going on right now. You can go check it out. Rounds 1 and 2 are up, and rounds 3 and 4 will be dropping soon after. I went a different pick at number 1. I went Evan Neal, and you guys got to watch the video to learn why, because I think the reasoning's solid. I honestly do. But Aidan Hutchinson is far from a shabby second choice to me. I think he's an excellent option. People saying he didn't perform well against Georgia just didn't watch the game, because the statistics, yeah, you're right. If you look at the statistics, he had 1 pressure. But when you actually look at it, he and Ojabo were completely schemed against. You can see how basically based on the assignment that there were double teams, there were schemes, the plays were schemed against going their way. There was a lot of stuff done by the Georgia offense to mitigate the effectiveness of these pass rushers because they're that dominant. And they still did a very good job in my eyes. So cheers to Aidan Hutchinson and David Ojabo. I'm going to stand my ground for them. Good for them. Lions KT. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you kind of have to go that route. I don't think there's much of a different option. Again, Lions are one of the few teams that Evan Neal sitting there. I would say pass on him. You don't need it. Unless you want to get rid of Taylor Decker, you can get another first for him. I'd honestly possibly do that. But again, that is a little bit of crazy talk because we all know it's not going to happen. And KT is an excellent athlete. So cheers to him. For the love of God. Texans getting Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett's my quarterback 4 right now. He's flexing on 3, depending on Matt Corral's injury checkout. But, you know, when people try to hype up Kenny Pickett as a top 5 player in the draft, it's just like, no, I'm sorry. And I know you guys don't believe that either. I feel terrible about sending him to the Panthers at 6, right? Like, that's another spoiler alert on the mock. But, I mean, sometimes that's where the hype can actually push a player who's going to be a mid to late first up into that top 10 territory. This is number 3. The value of every one of these other players on the board is 1,000 times better than Kenny. I don't think he's much of an upgrade over Davis Mills. I really don't. I'm not a huge fan of him at all. So very, very against how this draft started out. Just getting Derek Stingley. When you have Evan Neal on the board, why? Like, why? You have Kyle Hamilton and Evan Neal on the board. Just why? I don't get it. I know, like, this guy Sanchez, he was the guy who brought Wan'Dale Robinson in, and that was like a breath of fresh air for TDN, right? But this is not good. Not good. Oh, and it keeps getting worse. I don't know if this guy's seen the contract situation, but the Giants have a stacked corner core that are on contract. No, God, it's not going well, guys. I usually rarely react very negatively. I've been trying to be a bit more positive overall because being a negative piece of shit is not the best thing in the world. When Evan Neal's on the board and Kyle Hamilton's on the board, even though the safety core still looking pretty good, you can always upgrade there. The corner core, it's not as much of a marginal upgrade as you can get for somebody else. Panthers game Matt Corral. I don't know what the aversion is to other quarterbacks in this class. Matt Corral's an excellent player, excellent guy. Just injuries should play a factor into evaluations. And I mean, he's had consistent injuries. He's a hell of a player, hell of a competitor, but there's just watch the Tennessee and Alabama game this year, and you'll see what I mean when the spark isn't there. That's just the way I feel right now. Just getting Kyle Hamilton here. It's ridiculous that he's here, and also you still passed on Evan Neal. Oh, wait, did I mention you passed on Evan Neal? I don't care if you don't like Evan Neal. You still have other tackles on the board. Kevin Kwanu finally goes to the Giants, still passing on Evan Neal. Your position you need, right tackle. Evan Neal played at an all-pro level at right tackle. Akem plays left, solidified left. So I just don't get the thought process going in here. What? Oh no, this was after the semifinal. Oh no, no, this is like a CBS Sports mock. Oh my God, no, Falcons getting it. Oh, I have him as a fourth rounder. Okay, and that was before he solidified himself as a fourth before the college football playoff. So, oh my God, Falcons getting Evan Neal. It's the best value you can get there. Oh, it gets worse. Nicholas Petit Ferreira. Yeah, I mean, he has some very high-end flashes, but why the hell would you take that at 10? I just don't get it. There's so many high-end players on the board that you're just saying, all right, screw you, man. Like, I have no idea what's going on here. Karlaftis seems like a Vikings pick, so he falls absurdly to the spot. Of course, people could say the same about where I dropped Jordan Davis in my mock. Check it out. It's in round 2, hint. But yeah, the guy's just not going to test. And he's just not. When people watch the tape, you're going to realize he's not built to be a 3-down lineman. And the value of a 2-down lineman is not very high in the NFL. I don't get why people think that it's going to be any different. But Daxton Hill for the Eagles, the one position they don't need is slot corner, right? You have Vontae Maddox who can play slot. You have Zach McPherson who can play slot. Why get another guy? Is it because he saw S that he thought, oh, well, maybe they can get a safety? They're losing a strong safety. Just complete cheeks. Saints getting Jameson Williams. Love that pick. Ravens, Roger McCreary. Again, with all the value that's on the board, why the hell would you go Roger McCreary? I just don't get it. Kenyon Green seems like a Steelers pick. I'm pretty sure I made that myself. I think he's a left tackle in the NFL. I think he's a lot better at left tackle than he is at guard. Drake London to the Raiders makes no sense when you have other guys on the board that fit a lot better with what they're lacking. Just doesn't seem like much of a scheme fit at all. Eagle Jahan Dotson, another guy. Like, why the hell would you not go Garrett Wilson? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, unless you hate Garrett Wilson, which you better hate Chris Olave too, because pretty sure that both of them are absolute studs. Chris Olave to the Chargers, he doesn't hate him. Doesn't hate him. I think it's a good weapon for Justin Herbert to have. I do. I'm not against that pick at all. Jermaine Johnson to the Eagles. I would hint that would be probably my pick if I decided to not get David Ojabo at 14. So I love Jermaine, love him to death. Nakobe Dean to the Dolphins. It's a fine ass pick. You know, you can also play that edge rushing role that they're looking for from a linebacker spot. David Ojabo to the Patriots. They like their Michigan edges, man. I mean, again, David Ojabo should be going earlier, but I'm throwing logic out with this draft because it doesn't make sense. Cardinals getting to Marvin Leal. They do need help on the interior. So at least that makes sense. Linderbaum to the Bills. TDN. That's all I got to say. TDN. Bengals getting Kennard. They need probably a right tackle for the future. Don't think he's honestly that talented. After watching him, he's not developed at all. So it's why he's falling on my board. And sticking with the continual theme of I did not watch the college football playoff semifinals, Sauce Gardner falls to the Cowboys, which would be a steal. Kyrie Elam to the Bucs. Do that myself quite often. I think it's a good fit. Jaquan Brisker, you know, he's definitely a really damn good defensive back. And he can play linebacker as well. He'd be a fun addition to this Chiefs. Lions getting Harry TOTO. Yeah, definitely get a guy who is hyper thin and looks extremely raw at number 30 over a guy like Devin Lloyd, who's a guaranteed impact. Just starting to be a real question. Like, there's Devin Lloyd. Honestly, for the Titans, like with how the guys are actually performing, I would go Nakobe Dean if he were here, but I wouldn't go linebacker if he was not. Just, again, Nakobe Dean made Monty Rice get benched. Devin Lloyd doesn't offer as much of a ceiling as Nakobe Dean, and that's the only reason why I'd take a guy like Nakobe, is because I know he could be better than the guys that we have. Not a huge fan of that pick. And Jordan Battle for the Packers. Why? I don't get that. Out of all guys on the board, why? Just, I don't know. So this is an absolute terrible draft. It makes guys like me wonder why guys like this, no disrespect to the man himself, but to the product, why this is acceptable, why this is hiring worthy. Because I see guys on other websites that are a lot less prestigious, and honestly, ones that I disagree with. I don't even like the website itself that do a lot better jobs than this. So there you go. That's my rant for the day. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. See you guys on the far side. Peace.